Hi, everybody. This is the comic book of the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, welcome back to the comic book hut, and hopefully like this video. So, big Jack Kirby fan. You don't know, if you've been following me forever, you know I am. But I think that, and I've read a lot of his stuff. I've read stuff from the 50s. He did a Green Arrow series back in the 50s. I don't know if I still have it. But I had that. That was okay for its time, you know. That's prior to the Marvel age. It's like maybe 58 it came out. I got a reprint. I've gotten stuff after the Eternals. I got Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers. That's a little past. He's past his prime. I remember reading Superpowers back in the 80s. But I think the Forever People, and of course, I've gone to do a lot of his classic stuff. The Fantastic Four, Thor, and I love the New Gods. The New Gods is excellent. I've not read Commander yet. Got to get that at some point. I think I had a maybe one issue of the Demon. I have to see if I can find that online. But I think I've come across probably the worst, the worst series of books that he ever did. I have the Eternals. That's not bad. The artwork is great in that book. That's after he came back. I thought that Captain America was bad when he came back to Marvel. This is up there. This is probably the worst book of DC, probably, that he did. The Forever People. These characters are from New Genesis. There's 5 of them. Big Bear, Black Viking, Beautiful Dreamer, Seraphim, and one other son of a one other guy, which I haven't. We all know it, but what's interesting is how poorly it's written and how poorly it's inked. Vincent Coletta is not considered one of the better inkers for Jack Kirby. Mike Royer at DC was considered the best one that he had there. Obviously, Joe Sinnott is the best anchor he ever had. And, but boy, I mean, it's very thin story. The Forever People come to Earth, and I don't know if they're searching for something or Darkseid has chased them to the Earth, but they're on the Earth, okay? And this is around the time when the New Gods, the fourth world is created by Jack Kirby. And the New Gods is classic storytelling. It's just wonderful. Beautifully written. It's a real, like, tragic kind of way about it. It's a real connection between a father and a son. Very operatic, very much like a space opera. The first 2 issues are garbage. The third issue is okay because it explains more of the anti-life equation that Darkseid is searching for, which he wants to control all of life on just throughout the universe. Now, the book opens up, and the big thing in this story in the first issue is Superman. Superman's in the book. The most interesting character in the first 4 issues. I've only read the first 4 issues of this book. The most interesting character, is Superman. And he's only in the first issue. He hears about this super town, which is what they call New Genesis. And he wants to talk to them. He thinks that they're Kryptonian. That's the sort of inference I get from it. And he goes and he meets them. He wants to know about this place. And he has this little interaction with them. We get introduced to the Infinity Man. When the 5 of them, the 5 Forever People, merge together to become the Infinity Man, which is a separate character, but it's almost like Voltron. You see Voltron, all the people get into the robots, and they're separate, but there's an introduction to the Infinity Man. There is nothing interesting about Infinity Man. Nothing at all. The first issue opens up where Darkseid has kidnapped Beautiful Dreamer. He thinks she is the key. She is the key to the anti-life equation. And he thinks that someone on the Earth can give him that key. Now, the first 4 issues does not answer that question. But the artwork, this is not Jack Kirby's best artwork. And Superman is not very he's not very impressive at all. To be honest with you. And it's a shame because but I guess at the same time, you have to understand he's doing all these books. I mean, just numerous amounts of stories. They're not all going to be great. They're not all going to be home runs. And this is certainly not a home run. This is a whiff. I mean, the inking is so piss poor. This is probably the best drawing. This is probably the best drawing in the entire first 2 issues. This, you see the power there, but it's not jumping off the page like it normally would. We get introduced to Desaad in this book, and they get kidnapped because Darkseid. Now this is pretty interesting and pretty impressive drawing, but and this is from issue 4. But pretty much that's it to the first 4 issues. And this is actually pretty good drawing of Darkseid. But really, Darkseid is able to separate the 5 Forever people from the Infinity Man. And he uncovers them, defeats them pretty easily, pretty easily. But I can't figure out, for the life of me, the first 4 issues, what's the point of all this, And like I said, I would say this is probably up there with that Captain America run that he did after he returned to Marvel, which was around 76, which included the Falcon. That's probably the run that was pretty lousy at Marvel. This is his worst run at DC. These stories are about 11 issues. Oh, but boy, this is not great storytelling. Like I said, the 3rd issue is probably the best issue of the 4 of them, but that's not saying much, The Eternals is so much better than this, and that comes after this. Captain Victory, which is early 80s, and it's an independent company that he was publishing that book, is like after the New Gods. It's sort of, they always said that Captain Victory was the son of Orion. That's pretty good. That writing is actually fun. That's a fun series. I got about 3 issues of that series, which is about 11 issues, 12 issues. That's a fun series. And the issues I read. Because the writing's very quirky. It's kind of, there's a lot more humor in it than this does. This has no humor in it. There's nothing fun about this book. And I really didn't feel, it's like, even this doesn't, this is a dangerous situation in the 3rd issue, the 4th issue. And does this look like it's dangerous? No. This is not really considered, forever people get trapped in this underworld underneath the surface. On the surface, it looks like they're in an amusement park. The people that are there think they're at an amusement park. But there are people trapped behind all this amusement. Those are some of the interesting things about these first 4 issues. That's it. It's a shame. But he did so many great things, it doesn't really matter if this is bad. I'm not going to review the rest of the book. I'm going to read the rest of the book up to issue 5. It's, like I said, it's not where it should be. I think he had these characters. He thought they were interesting visually. He had a story, but the story is not very strong. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it was only 11 issues. Whew, thank God. Thank God it was only 11 issues. The only good thing is at the very end, they introduced the demon, Etrigan. That rhymed. That's the most interesting part about this whole entire book. It lets you know that he has another series coming out. See? The demon. which is actually a better character and a better book than this. I was going to get this years ago and review for the original, or maybe the second comic cut. And I was like, oh man, I want to get this, It's part of the new Genesis, it's part of the new gods. Let me get this. And I have it. I regret buying it. Hey, you never know. You never know at this point if anything's good or bad. I mean, I got plenty of great stuff by Kirby here on the side, but this is probably the worst thing that he did at DC Comics. If not one of the worst books. The artwork is a lot better than Captain America, his run in the 70s. And it's probably a better story. This is probably a better story, which isn't saying much in the Captain America stories. But the artwork, well, it's just a mess. Well, thank you for watching this video. We'll have more reviews here. And of course, this is not 2018 or 2019, but you know what? It's just fun to do one of these once in a while. And I have a bunch of books that I'd like to talk about here, and I'll have them over the next few days. So thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you later.